I once lived a life that felt scripted, my days dictated by invisible forces. I moved through routines, chasing empty goals and seeking validation that never satisfied. My spirit ached for something more, though I didn't know what. Change came quietly with a single question: is this all there is? That question cracked my reality, letting in a sliver of light. I began to see the patterns, how news fueled anxiety, entertainment numbed me, and education taught me what to think, not how to see. I realized I was living in a carefully constructed illusion, a shadow play on the walls of my mind. The problem wasn't the world, but my perception of it. This realization was terrifying, yet liberating. If reality was a construct, I could deconstruct it. If I was asleep, I could awaken. My resurrection began not from a grave, but from ignorance. Once you truly see, you can't go back. The first step was to observe my thoughts, my emotions, the world around me. I watched without judgment, noticing the invisible forces shaping people's actions. I saw the collective dream of separation and lack. I was still in the prison, but now I could see the walls. And seeing the walls was the first step to walking through them. The journey was no longer about changing the world outside, but transforming the world within. My awakening had begun. Ancient Gnostic wisdom revealed the blueprint of my prison. The Gnostics spoke of a Demiurge, a flawed creator of our material world, trapping divine consciousness in illusion. The Demiurge's agents, the archons, weren't demons but subtle forces, gatekeepers of perception. They manifest as 7 veils: fear, shame, greed, anger, division, ignorance and desire. These veils are deep-seated beliefs, running our lives unconsciously. I saw how shame whispered unworthiness, fear painted the world as dangerous, and division convinced me I was separate. These weren't my truths. They were programs installed by society. The archons were the voices of limitation, the pressures to conform, the systems profiting from our separation. The Gnostic path isn't about fighting shadows, but seeing through them. When you shine awareness on a veil, it dissolves. I began naming my thoughts. Judgment was the veil of division, anxiety, the veil of fear. This simple act of seeing started to dissolve their power. Awareness became my key to freedom. I realized knowledge itself can be a cage. We're taught to collect facts, but most knowledge decorates the walls of our mental prison. It distracts us from the roots of being, keeping us focused on the external. We learn history's wars, not the history of consciousness, physics of matter, not metaphysics of being. This knowledge divides science from spirituality, nation from nation, self from other. Division is the archon's greatest tool, making us feel isolated and fearful. True knowledge is about seeing connections, not just distinctions. The news cycle bombards us with fear and conflict, keeping us reactive and distracted. A divided, fearful population is easy to control. Liberation requires unlearning, becoming a fool again, questioning everything. I turned away from the noise and listened within. True gnosis is direct, experiential knowing, the recognition of the divine spark within. This inner knowing is the truth that sets you free. Fear is the Demiurge's most powerful weapon, the final gatekeeper. For years, I served fear of failure, judgment, scarcity, the unknown. My choices were driven by avoidance, not inspiration. The Gnostic secret: fear is an illusion, false evidence appearing real. Fear is a story about a future that hasn't happened, a projection of past pain. In the present moment, fear cannot exist. When fear arose, I stopped, breathed and observed the sensations in my body. I saw the thoughts behind them, just thoughts, not reality. In seeing, the illusion dissolved. The paper tiger was just a rustling leaf. Awakening from fear is true resurrection. Nothing in this world can harm your essential being. When you know this, fear loses its power. You walk as a beacon of light, the source of your own peace and love. The world's threats lose their grip. You are free. As fear faded, a new state emerged, what the Gnostics called Christ consciousness. It's not about religious dogma or waiting for a savior. It's realizing the divine, loving consciousness is your true nature. This awakening is a resurrection of perception. You're reborn into a new way of seeing, unity instead of separation. The tree outside is part of you. The stranger is another you. The divisions of race, religion and nationality dissolve. Unconditional love becomes your natural state. Compassion flows freely. You see others' suffering as your own. You become a conscious creator, aligning with unity and love. Life becomes a dance, not a struggle. You are home. With awakened perception, life transforms. The mundane becomes magical, old ambitions fade. My purpose is to be a conduit for love and awareness, dissolving veils for others by being, not preaching. Empathy guides my actions, listening deeply, helping without expectations, celebrating others' success. I seek common ground, rejecting division and us versus them narratives. Every action is infused with intention. Even small moments become opportunities for connection. Work becomes service, inspired by love, not fear. This shift brings peace and flow to daily life. The struggle ends. The present moment unfolds joyfully. Old ego patterns still arise, but I see them clearly and greet them with compassion. I am no longer their slave. This is the freedom of living unveiled, a simple, joyful life. I choose love over fear, moment by moment. If my story resonates, it's because the same divine spark stirs within you. We're in a time of collective awakening. No one walks this path alone. That's why I joined Divine Urban Philosophers Inc. and the IT Starts Now movement. This isn't another institution, but a living community translating ancient wisdom into modern life. Our mission, to foster a global village united by love, empathy and connection. Here, veils are lifted and authentic connection is the currency. Members describe it as a beacon of hope and harmony, a place of real transformation. The IT Starts Now movement offers ways to connect, seek guidance and support a community center dedicated to love and gratitude. Success is measured by lives improved and hearts opened. This is your invitation. The resurrection of perception starts now. Choose to see differently. Question the reality you've been sold. Connect with us on Instagram, YouTube, or our website. Let's walk this path together, out of the shadows and into the light.